Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to everybody. Let's have a good day today, y'all. Let's have a good day today. Good morning, Lise. Good morning, Lisa. I need to call you after our live. Good morning. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, Vilma. Good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday to y'all. We're going to have fun with Christmas stuff today. We're going to have fun because we're going to make microwave bowl koozies today with a Christmas theme. I have, because I figure Christmas theme, but I think we may make a, I will. Good morning. Good morning. I'm thinking we need to do a Halloween one too. It's October. It's October. Why not? It was okay. It was okay, Miss Lisa. How was yours? So I did some cleaning yesterday. I'm hoping this one's big enough. So ran across this one. It's kind of a Christmas theme. And I have this fabric. And this is flannel, y'all. I like to use flannel for the koozies. But we're going to do, I'm thinking we'll do a Halloween one too, because we're going to be making a few of them. Get a piece of string here. Going to be making a few, so we're going to have some fun. And I'm going to show you how I cut these out. So for the longest time, I cut them out all by hand. So, and I'm going to show y'all how to do that too. So I cut them all out by hand. We used 10-inch squares on those, making those koozies. Today, I'm going to show y'all because I have a cutter that cuts, I'm not going to say the name of it because I keep getting dinged. So I have a cutter that actually cuts those out. So let me show y'all. So I have this. This is a die. Absolutely, Vilma. Flannel has no problem going into the microwave. Like I said, I like to use flannel. They work really well. So I'm trying to think. Yesterday, somebody said something about doing, using it for a popcorn. I'm excited to try and make a thing of popcorn, and that's why I'm thinking the Halloween theme ones. So. But yeah, I'm going to show y'all how this works. Bowl koozies. Yes, we are making bowl koozies today. And I'm going to show y'all 3 different ways on how to make those bowl koozies. So I'm going to show you how to use it using this die. I'm going to show you how to do a bowl koozie this way. I'm going to show y'all how to do a bowl koozie using a 10-inch square on the sewing machine. You'll have to get your scissors out, cut the corners and stuff. Then I'm also going to show y'all how to do that on the serger. I'm going to show you how to do it on a serger. That way it kind of eliminates a step. For you, and it creates those corners. And you'll be using a 10-inch square on those also. So when making the bowl koozies, you have 4 pieces. You have 4 pieces you need. So you have your top piece. You have your batting on that top piece. And then you have your bottom piece, and then you have the batting on that bottom piece too. So, and you want to use, good morning. Oh, work got in the way. Why did it work? I'll tell you, work just gets in those ways. Good morning, Cynthia. Good morning. Ordered transfers yesterday, delivering today. Right? They're phenomenal, right? I really like them. And y'all, the transfers, I shared where I got my transfers with Coolest Dad here. I shared where I got my transfers from, and I'll tell you, yeah, they are very quick. You order in the morning, and they print them and ship them that same day. And yeah, you'll have to let me know what you ordered. And how you like them, because trying to get these welding caps and straight. Oh, that would be awesome, Cynthia, because we'll be doing that on Tuesday. I think we have, we'll decide tomorrow. How we're going to do that schedule for next week. Because for next week I have the schedule over here because we figured out the schedule yesterday. So we are doing a table runner next week. We're going to do welding hat next week. We're going to do a fabric phone beanie. Y'all, somebody needs to send me what that is. So I know what that is. And we're going to do a patch. One day I'm going to show y'all how to do patches. And then, of course, Friday's rope day. Friday is rope day. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do for a rope project tomorrow, y'all. I'm going to figure out what we're going to do for a rope project tomorrow. I haven't figured that one out. I don't know. So, letting a couple more of y'all join this morning before we head over to the cutter. Before we head to the cutter on these, I said I have this one, and this is a cool die, y'all. This is a really cool die, and y'all will see this thing work. I've had it for quite a, gosh, I got it, when did I get this thing? I've had it, I'd say almost 10 years. I have so many. Friday is hubby sewing day. Nice, nice, nice. That's a cool day. Can you show us the following week how to put photos on fabric? I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do, because like I said, my printer is huge. So I'll see what I can, because literally all you're doing to put the photos on the fabric is you're just printing it on an inkjet. You're printing it on an inkjet. So I can show you the process on the computer how to do it, because all I do is I just print it to the fabric sheets, because I have fabric sheets that I use, and then I print those. I print them onto there. The DTF transfers that I used, I order those. I order those. So, and if you're wanting to know where I order them, shoot me a message and I'll share that link with you. So I got to be careful not to say link. But yeah, I have so many of, hold on, I got to share with y'all. I got to share with y'all while we're waiting for a few more people to join, because I want everybody to see the process of doing those dies. Good morning, Miss Donna. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. So I'm going to share the ones that I just got. So I just had some printed, and I have to share these with y'all. I think it's this stack. It is. So these, I'm going to share these with y'all, are the ones that I just had printed. These. And these are DTF transfers, y'all. These are DTF transfers. So you print, yeah, it's just the inkjet printer is all it is. The inkjet printer is all I use. So these are printed with an inkjet printer. So you have, it's actually fabric paper. And if you want, I'll send you the link. I gotta be careful. Stop doing that, Carrie. I'll send you what I use. So you have a full 8.5 by 11, and it's got paper on the back. It's stabilizer paper on the back, and then it's fabric on the front. So the fabric on the front, see, I got dinged. I have to be careful. I'm going to quit saying that. So it's fabric on the front. So you have the back, and then on the front is the fabric. So what happens, once you get it all printed on there, you will take, see, the paper is kind of stuck, or the fabric is stuck to the paper. So you pull that off. And when you pull it off, you have it. And then you just wash it in, yeah, message me for the link, because I gotta quit saying that. Quit saying that word, Carrie. Quit saying that word. I gotta quit saying that word, because I think that's what's stinging me. Shoot me a message. But anyways, so you print these on the fabric sheets, and then it's just fabric. And then if you wash them in cold water, they don't run or anything. But aren't these the cutest? I ran across these. So it prints, right? You just run it through your inkjet printer. You run it through your inkjet printer. I mean, granted, I have a, we're going to say other Moda printer that I use. And it's specially made for this, but I use fabric sheets. I don't use the roll. I just use the fabric sheets, and they print out so fun. I mean, look at these. Are these not fun? These are the funnest little dudes. And I have like little gnomes. They are so much fun. Yeah, so, right? They are, and y'all, I have printed so many, and you can make mug rugs on these. They are so much fun to make mug rugs. So, but then I started the DTF transfers. The DTF transfers, these get pressed. The images that you can find, yes, they are. I will send you that also. I'm not going to say the word. I'll send you that. Whatever you see that you're wanting, let me know. I'll send you the information. So, but these, check these out, y'all. These are those DTF transfers. These are those DTF transfers. And good morning, Miss Maddie. Good morning. These are so much fun. Absolutely, absolutely. Send me a message to remind me because I'm liable to forget. So good morning. Good morning. But yeah, these are the ones that I just recently had done. These are so much fun. But then I love the bear. I love the bear. Lisa, you'll like this one. That one's really pretty too. Aren't they? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So I'll send you some information. So, right? Are they not pretty? I love this one too. Love owls. Love owls. So, and then I'll show you once we go in the, yes. So they press on. They press on with the iron, and I just use a regular iron. I just use a regular iron on them. So, and I'll show you all how to do the transfer of these. I'll show you all how to do the transfer of these because they work out really well. They work out really well. And then I'll show you the thank you. I met Steven Tyler. And the man's, I have to say, is phenomenal. He has the Janie Fund that he does, and he gives back to battered women or women that have been abused and whatever, you know. So, but I met him. Yeah, I'll have to tell y'all a story one day. I have a picture of him and I together. So that was, I had front row seats to this man's concert, y'all. It was phenomenal. It was, and I met him and talked to him. Yeah. Anyways, I'll tell y'all a story one day. But these ladies, y'all, and these are DTF transfers too. So these ladies are, oh my gosh, I am loving these ladies. And this is what we used yesterday, y'all. This is what we used yesterday on that zipper bag. So, so this is one of those ladies on the zipper bag. How fun is that? How fun is that? And y'all, so you can use them for so many different mug rug. This is a mug rug. This one is the zipper bag. You can use them for so many different things. So many different things, right? I am in love with these ladies too. I am in love with the ladies too. They are a lot of fun. Thank you, Miss Amy. I appreciate that. So I appreciate that. So I'm going to show you a few more of these. This lady's hilarious. That lady is hilarious. That one is fun. So, but anyway, so then I'll show you. So then I had some of these. These are like a Christmas theme. I don't think we want to do these, right? I don't think we want to do these on the koozies because I'm afraid that this material would melt in the microwave. So we don't want to do these on the koozies, but we'll do something. We'll do some mug rugs or something with these. So I love that one. I love that one. So good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Heartmees. I love the Heartmees. He's just the cutest thing. It's like, good morning, and you gotta wave back. You gotta wave back. You have to wave back. Okay. So I printed these, or had these printed for my husband because he plays this game and they have all these animals in there. I'll tell you, these, I'm really loving these things. Check this one out, Miss Lisa. Check this one out. Aren't those cool? And y'all, they're just, I'm telling you, there's a way that you can get these, and they're actually pretty well priced. Coolest Dad, they were pretty well priced. Did you do a gang sheet? Right? So cool. You just need to get the images. You just need to get the images. I can't tell you, I don't even know how to say that one where, but I can, if you're interested where to get the images, ask me. I'll let you know. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I'm just sharing the DTF transfers that I had printed, so just sharing these. But Lisa, I knew you would like these ones, so we have a flash goal this morning. Let's look at our flash goal. We'll look at our flash goal, and then we will start cutting. We will start cutting, y'all. I'm going to pin that flash goal. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. That is where I had it printed. So, like I said, I'm trying to be good today and not say something that's going to get us dinged and get us kicked off. We don't want to get kicked off because I would miss y'all too much. I would miss y'all too much. So, all right. So now, shall we go cut? Shall we go show y'all how we're going to use this? Let's go have some fun, y'all. Let's go have some fun. So like I said, we have this material. We're going to put this up. You're going to put there. So we have, I'm hoping this is big enough. I'm hoping this one big enough. Thank you, Cynthia. So yeah, this is that one. So we have that Christmas fabric. And then y'all, who doesn't love this? It goes along with Christmas theme, right? It goes along with the Christmas theme. So thank y'all for the gifts. Okay. So I've already got batting cut, so we're not going to cut any of that. I do have some fun things on the back. I want to cut out some, we're going to see if we have enough of the, because I want to make one of the, and we're going to do, because I want to make a Halloween one. I want to make a Halloween one too. Okay. So let's go on walkabout, y'all. We are going on walkabout. Fun, fun. Good morning. And y'all, I have to show you. I cleaned yesterday. I have to show you I cleaned. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys because I'll show you when we come back in here. I'll show you when we come back in here because it was driving me nuts because I'd been doing so many different things, and needless to say, it got a little crazy. It got a little crazy. So, okay. So we are going to come here. I need the mat. I had to get me a new mat because my other mat I was using was not the right size, and I had to run it through twice in order to get it to work. So needless to say, I had to get me a new mat. So, and y'all, some of my mats you'll have to see is hilarious because I've ran so many different things through that mat. I'm gonna turn this on. Turn this on. Oh, I'll show y'all. Thank you guys so much. And I'm going to show you another thing you can do with those DTF transfers. So let me show you. I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to turn my lights on. So this is a quilt that I am working on. This is a quilt that I'm working on. And this right here is one of those transfers. This is one of those transfers. Check this out, y'all. This is going to be, look. It's going to be a phenomenal quilt, y'all. That is going to be a phenomenal quilt. There's so many different things that you can do with these. And they're so cool. They're so cool. And this right here is 2 10-inch blocks. We'll have to do this one again on a live. We'll have to do this one again on a live because it just makes it a coolest quilt square, and it's fairly easy to make. Fairly easy to make. Fairly easy. So, right? It's going to be really cool. A friend of mine from school is turning 50, so needless to say. So let me flip this around and I'm going to show y'all here. I'm going to show y'all. So this is my Go Big cutter. It's my Go Big cutter made by that company. So, thanks for the pumpkins. Thanks for the pumpkins. That is so cool. Thank you so much. Y'all, we're already at 10K this morning. Y'all are awesome. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Miss Amy. Thank you. So you have this cutter. Okay. Now that was just awesome. That was just awesome. Okay. So we have this cutter. We're going to turn it on. So what we're going to do is I'm going to flip this around and I'll show you how this is going to work. So we're going to flip this around. I'm going to put y'all over here. So what you do is you have your die, and you got to be careful with these. You have to be very careful with these, y'all. I'm going to show you why. So you have these, and this is the die. Y'all, right in here, in that groove right there where the edge is, those are blades. Those are blades. So what happens is you have this. You gotta make sure and turn it the right way or it won't go in. So you have this, you put your fabric on top of here, then you put your mat on top of there, and then it runs through. And when it runs through, what happens is it presses down and those blades come up and cut the fabric. They come up and cut the fabric. You, depending on what you're cutting, if you're cutting cotton or flannel or something like that, is dependent on how many layers that you can actually cut with this. So let me show you how this works. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut a couple of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 layers. We're gonna do 4 of these. Or let's hopefully, are we gonna do 4 of these? I'm hoping we can do 4 of these. We're gonna see if we can do 4 of these. We're gonna line this up, and I'll show you how we line this up here. Pull you back this way. So let me show you this one. Thanks for joining, y'all. We are making my Christmas, or we're gonna do some Halloween theme ones too. So you have your template there, and you can see that I've already cut quite a few out of this one. So you have your template under there, and then you put your fabric down here, and that's 4 layers, y'all. That's 4 layers of fabric. And then you put the pressing mat on top of this. Put the pressing mat on top of this. And y'all ready for this? So you just kind of, it literally takes and it feeds it through there. I don't know. I got it from a quilt kit. Move that through there. And then if we take this off the top, and then this one, let me flip this camera around, flip that back around here. So then we have, it cut the die for you. So there's 2 pieces, there's 2 more pieces here somewhere. There they are. So it cut 4 pieces of fabric for you. It cut that die for you. So we got the Halloween's cut. Let's cut a few more. And I have scrap pieces that we can use for mug rugs or whatever. Or we'll do an abstract with it. I'll tell you, so like I said, I think I've had it for like 10 years, but I was having a problem with my tennis elbow, and I wasn't able to cut fabric. So my husband found this thing, and he goes, how about you try this? So they have one. So they have an automatic one, which is this one. I started with the one that, because they have another one that you can get, and it's manual. You actually roll it through that machine. So let's cut some more. Y'all. Okay. So we have that one, and I think, I'll see, I gotta look, see if I can find that black fabric. So I need to grab, do I have any scissors in here? So we're gonna cut 4 of these too. I don't know. I'll call you in a bit, Lise. I will call you in a bit. That's my only thing on this one. Do you have, oh my gosh. Hold on, Miss Amy. Let me show you what the ones that I have in here alone. So, because we have some fun things that we can try. We can do them on the lives too. So, So I actually just got some new ones in. So this one is a towel topper. I haven't tried this yet. This one's a towel topper. This one is a koozie, a can koozie. So we'll have to try the can koozie. I have a square. I've got a few different sizes of squares. So the squares are kind of cool. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. And then I have, check this one out, guys. Oven mitt. This one is an oven mitt. So, right? Yeah, check the pattern or sales out. I always get them when they have sales. I try to get them when I have sales, right? Y'all, I have a whole tub of these daggum things. So, I have a whole tub of these things. Anyways. Okay. So let's see. We are going to so I'm going to show y'all both ways. I'm going to show you both ways because you don't have to have this. You can use a 10-inch square. So once we get these cut, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to make microwave bowl koozies, and you don't have to have this. I didn't have this for the longest time because I literally just got this die for this because I used to do them all by hand. Yeah, so you have to have you would have to have the cutting mat for all for the dies. So we're gonna come, I don't know if this is gonna, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get 4 of them. You try to get as many as you can out of these. I think we might. Hopefully. We'll see if we can get 4 of these out of here. It is. It is. It is that. So then we're going to put this here. And y'all, sometimes you got to turn it off and back on again. And then it just pulls it through. It just pulls it through. Yeah, absolutely. I had one made. I had one made from this. So that was what my grandmother's pattern that I sent in and had them create one of these for me. So, and y'all, that was flannel. That was flannel. It literally just cut the flannel. Is that not crazy? That is just crazy. And that was 4. There's 4 of these here. 4 of them. 4 of those here. We're going to leave scraps there. And it creates a thing on there, but y'all, just keep turning it, flipping it over. This, you can use this one for a long time. You can use this one for a long time. So now we're going to come here. We're going to see, I'm hoping. So we have this fun fabric. Let's see. It's not going to be big enough. Not going to be big enough. Well, I thought we were going to do that one. We can't. We can't do that one. That's okay. So we'll grab this one. This one's kind of fun. This is kind of a fun one. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follow. And happy Thursday to y'all. Happy Thursday. Move that one across. Thanks for the follows. So we are using this cutter. We are making microwave bowl koozies today. And I'm going to show y'all 3 different ways to make those microwave bowl koozies. I'm going to show you the way that you can use this because I do. I am in an RV full time. I am here full time. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So we're going to put this on there. We're going to run this through there. We are going to run this through there. I'm cutting 4 pieces of fabric. fabric. I'm cutting 4 pieces of fabric. Your Friday quilt retreat start. Oh my gosh, I am jelly. I am so jelly. Where are you going to a retreat at? Where are you going to your retreat? I want to go. I want to go. I'm going to sneak in your bag. Is that not the coolest? Let me show you. I'll show you here. So this machine, I don't want to say the name because I keep getting dinged on the name. So I'm going to flip this camera around. So it is made by this. And this one is a Go Big. So this is the bigger one. They have smaller, actually, they just came out with a tiny one. They just came out with a tiny one that is literally, it cuts like the little squares. So, because they have kits that you can do that are for making quilts, right? Is it not? I love mine too. So I started out with the manual one. I started out with the manual one that you actually, because they have different price ranges on those. So, and they have the manual one that isn't too much. It's not too much. And the dies will go through it. But you got to be careful when you get those dies. Make sure that it fits the one that you have. Because like I said, this is a Go Big. They have the Go, and then they have the baby one. So they have different ones. And like I said, they just came out with a new one. The new one does the little bitty ones. The new one does the little bitty ones. So, and as a reminder, be careful of these. Be careful of these. You don't want to push, when you're picking them up, you don't want to push, good morning, Ray. You don't want to push your finger into there because it'll cut your finger. I've made that mistake. Doesn't work out very well. It kind of hurts, actually. So then we're going to use this fabric. It can be. We're going to take this fabric here. Ask us how we know. So we're going to go double. So this morning, Mr. Ray, we are making Microwave Bowl Koozies. We are making Microwave Bowl Koozies. And I'm going to show y'all 3 different ways to make these koozies. I'm showing you 3 different ways to make these koozies, y'all. So, and we have, everybody asked for a Christmas thing. So I went searching to see what Christmas fabric I had. So, and I still need to cut out, I think we're going to go this way. I still need to cut out the back side because we're going to do a Halloween theme too. So we're going to do a Halloween theme, a couple of Halloween theme ones, and then we are doing a, what do you call it? Christmas. We're doing Christmas. Is it Christmas yet? So my rule on Christmas, y'all, my rule on Christmas is anything you get from me is homemade. I made this rule up years ago. So all of my gifts are homemade. So that is my rule on those. Is that not the coolest thing? It literally, so 4 layers, y'all. That did 4. I think it'll do up to 6 layers, depending on what you're cutting. You don't want to do too many. You don't want to do too many because then you're ending up having to trim a little bit. So we have that one. Like I said, I use these for the scraps. I'll use the scraps. That's my only drawback. You end up having a little bit of more, I forget what it's called. Wasted fabric, but I don't have it as wasted fabric because I end up using it for, we're going to cut 4 of those. We are going to cut 4 of those. I'm going to go this way. So we're going to cut 4 of these to go with the Halloween ones, So the Halloween is cotton and the, Christmas ones are all out of flannel. So, and the nice thing is you can have fabric this way because it's only pushing through on the die where you put that down. So we're going to pull this across. Okay. That works. It's all cut out. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, and like I said, it left that fabric on the end, it didn't do anything to that fabric. So, and I had a fold there, so we're gonna cut where that folds at. To do. It is to be good. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. And like I said, I'm going to show y'all a couple different ways. So first thing we're going to, I already have the batting cut. I already have some batting cuts. So beans, I already have the batting cut. We're good to go. We are good to go. And you can cut batting with this, but 2 layers. You got to be careful on the layers. So I did 2 layers at one time with the batting. So it takes a little bit longer on the batting. So, but yeah, you can totally cut batting in here too. So, but look how much we just cut. And not what, 15 minutes? We cut all this in 15 minutes. Fairly quickly on there. Fairly quickly. So, very cool. Very cool. We have a few other ones that we can try. So, yeah, fun, right? So, I have to show y'all what I did yesterday. I did some reorganizing and cleaning. Like I said, I live in an RV. So, needless to say, yesterday, I decided, there's my stack of stuff, but the machines... And look, y'all, it is all clean. It is all cleaned. Say good morning, guys. So yeah, we're all organized this morning. We are all organized this morning. That's awesome. That is very cool. Over 100 on the live, y'all. That is cool. Yeah, morning, baby bears, right? Okay, so now first ones we're going to do. First ones we are going to do. So we're going to do some of these. Thank you. I love my space. I love my space. So what we're going to do is we'll put these Halloween ones off to the side because that's just my personal preference. I want to do some Halloween ones. So what we're going to do is you have your batting. Thank you. So what you need to do is, like I said, you need 2 pieces of batting and you need 2 pieces of fabric because you need the front and the back. You need the front and the back on there. What we're going to do is we are going to sandwich this together like this. And you want your fabric right side up. You want your fabric right side up on there. Right side up. So we're going to sandwich it that way. And then for the back, we're going to do a couple of these. So we're going to put this fun. I love these. I love that flannel. So we're going to take another piece of that batting. You've done so. Absolutely. Yeah, you could totally quilt them. Y'all. There's so many different options that you can do. I've done embroideries. So what I've done is I've taken these because I've had people request a certain theme. I don't have that theme. So I go find an embroidery design or create an embroidery design and put that right in the middle of here. Because if you just put that design right in the middle of here, y'all, you have a personalized one. So you need this one and you need this one. So let's go ahead and sandwich this one. And I'm going to sandwich one more. We're going to do one of these other ones here also. So we're going to do, because this one says Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Rejoice Hope. It has all of the stuff. It's kind of cool. Thanks for the follow, y'all. Y'all are awesome. So this is a Christmas theme one. So, no, so you can use, so this one is actually, what do you call it? I'll show you how to do it without the cutter, because if you don't have the cutter, your next step, I'm going to show you how to do it, and you don't need a pattern. You don't even need the pattern. So I'm going to show you how to do it this way with the actual template, and then after we do that, I'm going to show you how to do this with 2 10-inch squares. 12-inch squares will give you the bigger ones for your plates. 10-inch squares gives you the ones for your bowls. So we'll do this one, and then I will show you the next one on there. So thank you, Miss Amy. Thank you. So let me take, so you're going to take a piece of this flannel here. And that one needs, where to do? Oh, by the way, I told my husband last night, I was like, hey, they want you to come sew. We'll see if he'll come sew on Friday. No, you can't use polyester. You don't want it to melt in the microwave. So just get you some your 100% cotton or cotton batting, and it works out okay. So again, we're sandwiching the batting on here, and then we're going to take this one, sandwich that batting on there. So I have that one. I do not. My daughter-in-law keeps telling me I need to make those. She keeps telling me I need to make those. So maybe we'll do that on a live. Yeah, so they have one that you actually roll. It's made by the same place. And they have one that you can actually turn the crank, almost like your meat grinders that they have. So thanks for the follows. Appreciate that. So let's go ahead and go to the sewing machine and let's get these going. And I'm going to show y'all how easy these are to make. And then after we do these, we're going to grab some 10-inch squares, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to do with a 10-inch square. Because like I said, I'm going to give y'all 3 different ways to make microwave bowl koozies. And after today, y'all are going to get addicted and you're going to be making microwave bowl koozies. So these ones right here are for your bowls. I'm going to put y'all on here right quick. Don't do that. Don't you do that. And see, I have some 5.5 up to all the way cotton thread. Yes, cotton thread. You want to use cotton thread. So let me move you over here. Change my thread out. I have a box full of thread. A box full of thread. Yellow thread. Where's my red thread? Where is my red thread? Red. Isn't that a song? Red. I think that's a song. That is a song. Song. We're just gonna use we're gonna use white. Oh, I know where. There's some cream over here. We'll use cream. I was sewing that bear up. I was sewing the bears up. So we're going to use cream color. Like I said, I'll show y'all how to do, yeah, we'll have to check and see if we can find that. We'll add it to one of our weeks. On there. So get this threaded here. I already put back on the seat. We have a seat. Okay, so RV, yes, I live in a fifth wheel. And the toy hauler is my sewing room. This toy hauler is my sewing room. So it works great. Y'all. So I have, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, actually 5, because I have my serger back here too. So my husband's like, hey, it's my space to do with what I want to do with it. So we have some fun. with that. So put you over there. So koozies. So first set we're going to do, like I said, I'm going to show y'all how to do it with the template. So we have this. Thank you. So we have this right now. So you have this triangle cut out of here. With the triangle cut out of here, what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to sew down this way. You're going to sew down that way on all 4 sides, of that. So let's go ahead and sew this. Make sure y'all can see. I'm going to put it down a little bit. There we go. And I just use a straight stitch on this. I just use a straight stitch on these. So we're gonna go ahead and we are going to sew there, and I'm gonna grab my things. And then go to, like I said, you're gonna go and do each corner. So you're gonna go fold it, and you're folding the right side of your fabric together. Right side of your fabric together on there. Da-doom, da-doom. How's everybody's week been? Hopefully all y'all's week has been okay. Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. So we're going to sandwich this last corner together, and I'll show y'all that it turns into a bowl. It literally turns into a bowl, y'all. And you can use these, like I said, you could use them for the Microwave Bowl Koozies. You can use them for your ice creams. My husband likes to put his bowl of ice cream in here. You could use them. Somebody yesterday said something for using them, using them for, what do you call it? See, it turns into a bowl. See how that is like a bowl there? So when you sew up those corners, you have 4 corners that you're sewing up on there. Today I'm going to sign up for fall classes. I'm taking, oh, how cool is that? Well, congratulations. Congratulations. That is awesome, Ray. Very cool. So we have this one. So let's go ahead and so this, because this is going to be the coordinating one on the bottom. So these are double-sided. They're reversible. You use whatever side you want to use. You use whatever side you want to use on these. So popcorn, yes. Yes, it is. I have to be careful because I think they changed the rules on us on here on TT on what I can say. So I have to be very careful on that. So they were like dinging me left and right the last few days, and I think we're figuring it out. So so thanks, Diane. Okay, so we are going to do these corners. We're going to do the 4 corners on this one too. And I just use these start and stop pieces of fabric. It's just, I learned it years and years ago when I took a retreat. Lady was doing that. I'm like, why are you doing that? And she goes, it helps with, that way you don't have the bunched fabric. So you know how sometimes when you start your piece of fabric and it bunches right there at the front, you don't have that. And then also it saves thread. It saves a lot of thread because you sit there and think about how much thread you pull out every time you stop. You don't have those big long pieces. So we're going to put this one together. I've got 2 more sides here, and once we do these 2 sides, I'll show you how we sandwich these. We'll get them all sandwiched. Last side, I said you do all 4 corners on here. So I'm going to show you all how to do this one, and then after this, I'm going to show you how we do a 10-inch square. Because like I said, your 10-inch square, this is more or less a 10-inch square here. And all 3 of these are going to turn out the same. All 3 of these will turn out the same. Okay. So now we have, yeah, you'll have to pull it out, Diane. You'll have to pull it out. Yeah, 10-inch squares works. Like I said, I'm going to show y'all how to do these both ways. So this one is done with the die. This one is done with the die that we just cut. So now what we do is, so you have these, you want to put one that way. Because what you're going to do is you're going to sandwich these together. You're going to sandwich these together and put your, what do you call those, pleats? Are they pleats? Yeah, yeah. We'll have to look that one up, Cynthia. That way we can make pint says what? Darts. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. Thanks for the follow. Y'all. So we have it all sandwiched together, and with it sandwiched together, you're lining up those darts. Lining up the darts. See, y'all help me on the words. So now we want to sew it together. Now that we have it all lined up, but you want to leave an opening. And don't leave an opening on a corner. You want to make sure you sew around that corner. Otherwise, your corners, you have a hard time getting that corner back. So you don't ever want to leave an opening there. So you want to leave an opening here. And this is the fun part. What I used to do is I'll be making them and I'd throw them at my husband. I'm like, here, your turn. Start turning. So let's go ahead and get this stitched. Turn you back here. Turn you back there. And that one's got to come out of there. Sometimes you can use these, sometimes not. So we're going to come there, and like I said, you're going to leave this opening here. You just leave enough opening to get it to turn. And I use a little trick on turning, so I'll have to show you all that little trick on turning. So just sew it all the way around. And you can pin the sides together if you want, or keep it this way. And you gotta be careful not to sew it all the way around and close it up, because I've done that too, and then you get your seam ripper out. You know, that lovely fun seam ripper thing. You're like, ah, I missed it. Okay, so there is that. Let me make sure that it's stitched all the way around. That is like rough in there. Check my seams. I think we're okay. So I'm going to show y'all. Yeah, I know, right, Cynthia? Poor Derek. So let me see. I think we're okay. So now we have a hole. Now we have this hole. Here we go, y'all. So I put my thumb in this here. I put my thumb in this hole, and I go find the opposite corner. I find that opposite corner and pull it in, and then I take this finger and I push it in, and I push that finger out that hole. And then you just take, and it's like that popple thing. I keep saying popple. I'm going to find me a popple. Then you would just want to push out those corners. You want to push those corners out. Push out these corners. Y'all, these are so easy to make and so fun, and they make really great Christmas gifts. Check that out. You have a bowl koozie. Now we're going to sew around the edge. Now we will sew around the edge. Yeah, it's the only way to turn it. I'll tell you, after you've turned so many, you find out these tricks. You find these tricks out. So here is your little, so this is just the opening that you had. So you have this opening here, and you got to stitch. So we'll go ahead and we're going to go ahead and stitch all the way around. That just secures that seam right there. That way it doesn't come apart. So we'll go ahead and get that stitched all the way around, and we'll do one more. And then we'll go to that other, then we'll go and I'll show y'all how to do it with a 10-inch square. I'll show y'all how, yeah, they are very easy to make. I made these last year for Christmas gifts, and I had soup. Oh, how cool. That's a phenomenal idea, Karen. What a phenomenal idea. That is so cool. That is so cool. That is awesome. Y'all, we hit 100. We're over 100. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all joining this morning. I really appreciate y'all joining. So let's go ahead and get this sewn. We're going to sew around the edge. Then we'll do one more of these, and then I'm going to show you how to do this with a 10-inch square. Once we do that 10-inch square, I'm going to show you how to do it with a serger. I'm going to show you how doing this with a serger works. Get that in there. So then I'm just going to sew right on the edge. That way it secures that seam right there. Curve right around. With their curved edges, it makes it pretty easy to turn these, so. So we'll turn that right there. Ah, stop. Why are you doing that? I hit the wrong button. I hit the go instead of the cut. I was like, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Okay. Here we go, y'all. We made a koozie. And the nice thing, like I said, these are reversible. These are totally reversible. So if you decide you want this side on the inside and that on the outside, totally doable. Whichever way you want to do these. Whatever way you want these done. So, all right. So now let's do, good morning. Thank you, Renee. How are you today, Mr. Renee? So now let's do one more. We'll do one more of these and then we will do a 10-inch square. So let's go ahead and sew all these darts. I'm calling them pleats. Darts, pleats, they're darts. Thanks for the words. So let's go ahead and sew all these together and then we will get it all sewn together and then we'll move to that 10-inch square. We will move to the 10-inch squares. Like I said, you have your front fabric and your batting and you're going to sandwich those corners together. And this is being done with a template here, y'all. This one's being done with a template that we use to cut. So let's go ahead and sew all these corners together. Sewing all the corners. Then we will move to the 10-inch square because I want y'all to be able to do this. You don't have to have the template to be able to do this. So if you don't have the template, I want you to be able to do this and all y'all be making these this weekend. Y'all are all going to be making these this weekend. You're like, hey, I seen this. I can do this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. This is one of those fun and easy projects to do for gifts. So we got one side done. Let's go ahead and do the other one. Man, y'all got me making Christmas stuff already, which is good. Which is good because I need Christmas gifts. I need Christmas gifts. But I don't ever start this early, so y'all are helping me out. Y'all are helping me out. This one could be Christmas or Valentine's. It's kind of either fabric, I think, works on this one. So either fabric. And as you notice, I use the start and stop button on my machine. I don't use a presser foot, so, or a pedal. Is it a pedal or a foot? I call it foot. One more side. And I just want you to see, you know, we're doing this one pretty quick. Like I said, this is going to sew together pretty quick. We'll sandwich this. I'll show you how we sandwich it. So all the darts are all sewed. Now we're going to take, oh, potato idea. Absolutely. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. So we have this. So now we're going to turn it this way and we're going to sandwich it into this one. Just bought the large bowl koozie die. Awesome. 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 You must have the bigger one then. Because I think well, does the bigger one work in the Go Big? Because that was for that's a 12-inch thing. So now you have one this way and you're going to sandwich these right sides together. And you're going to line up. You want to line up because you have the bottom of those darts. You want to line the bottom of those darts up. So, oh, okay. So the bigger one fits in the Go Big. It says I have an unstable connection. Is y'all's live okay? Okay, so we have it all sandwiched together. And then just as a reminder, you're going to leave an opening here. You're going to leave an opening right here. You don't want to leave an opening on the corner. You want to leave an opening on the inside because you want to be able to keep that corner. If you do it on a corner, you're going to lose your corner. You're going to lose the corner there. I'm going to trim a little bit of this batting off. We'll have to do, I don't. Sometimes I quilt them, sometimes I don't quilt them. So it all depends. There's so many different ways that you can make these. Like I said, sometimes I embroidery in the middle of them. I'll take and do my square. I'll do an embroidery in the middle of them. That way it gives it kind of a different theme on there. So yeah, I'll show you again on the 10-inch squares. That way you can see. So we're going to leave that opening, and then we're going to stitch this up, and then I'll show you how to turn it. So leave an opening there, and then we're going to stitch all the way around here, and then we'll get it turned. So you're going to just turn around that corner right there. So on the template or the die has curved corners. When you use a 10-inch square, it doesn't have those curved corners, but you can still curve around those corners on there. Sometimes you got to make sure it's lined up. This one got a little bit. Make sure it's lined up there. We're gonna go around this corner here. Because then when you turn it the other way, you'll secure this stitch. I used to do like a double stitch on these. I'm like, you got to double stitch these, make sure they don't come out. But you do that securing stitch on top, and you're okay. Curve around this corner. Where's my? There it is. I was like, where is my end? I've sewed these shut a couple times, and yeah. That's not no fun when you sew them shut. Not no fun when you sew them shut there. Okay, so we have the opening. And again, I promise you guys, this is how it works. Put your thumb in this hole. You put your thumb in the hole that you just left open. You go find that opposite corner. Go find that opposite corner. And you take your finger and you press your finger into that corner. And then you press your finger out the hole, and then you just take and you grab that, and then you just kind of pull it like this, kind of like when you got a sock inside out. Then you're going to press out those corners. You want to, I use my finger to press it out. You can use socks. So you can use your finger to press it out. You can use like a dowel rod to press it out. Don't use these, because that scissor will go right through the corner that you're pressing. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. He's just the sweetest thing. You always want to wave at him. Thank you very much for the heart me's. Okay. So y'all, it's a koozie and you have the corners. So let's go ahead and stitch around this. We're going to go ahead and stitch around this, and we'll go back to the cutting table, because I want to show y'all that we can do this with 10-inch squares. So we got to get some 10-inch squares out. I don't think they'll be Christmas theme, but that's okay. We'll find a fun theme. Thanks for the follow. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to stitch right around the edge. We're just right around the edge of this. I'm just going to curve right around that corner there. And y'all, let your feed dog pull. I always want to reiterate that you want to let your feed dog pull your fabric. You don't want to push and you don't want to pull on your fabric, because if you push or pull on your fabric, then it messes with the seam. Messes with that seam, and it makes it weaker. You end up with longer stitches on there. So we're going to change out that thread, though. I'm not liking that thread. Not liking that thread. Okay. So now we have, for the middle material, cotton batting. You use cotton batting for the middle of the material. So let me put y'all here. So the middle of the material is cotton batting. So you have your outside, your inside, outside, and these are reversible, y'all. These are reversible. You can have them any way. So if you decide that you want the other side out, just reverse it the other way. Just reverse it the other way. Works out really well. So I've showed you how to do it with if you have a template. So these were done with the template that we used to cut it out on the die. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show y'all how to do it with a 10-inch square, because this is totally possible with a 10-inch square. Yeah, they have, so you do cotton batting. They have some that you can, that's Insul Bright. It's a little bit more expensive. I just use cotton batting. There's no sense spending the extra money for the cotton, for the Insul Bright. Just my personal opinion. Everybody has their own opinion on there. So you can do whatever you want on that. So let's grab some 10-inch squares. Let's grab some 10-inch squares here. Is that a 10-inch square? I don't remember if that is a, no, that is not a 10-inch square. A lot of times I use quilt squares that I've made. I've used quilt squares that I've made. So I have a bucket of squares. Yeah, my bucket of squares. So what we're going to do is we are going to use, we're going to take a couple of these out. I'm going to take a couple of them out because we're going to be moving to the serger also, because I want to show y'all how to do it on the serger. Thinking what we're going to do is we're going to have fun with a quilt square. We're going to have fun with a quilt square. And then we're going to, hold on, I'm trying to find some fabric here. Let's do, how about some green polka dots? We'll use some green polka dots. And then we'll use some orange polka dots. Might as well have fun with it, right? Might as well have fun with it. Wrap and zap, yes. Yeah, so Marshall Dry Goods. Check out Marshall Dry Goods. Marshall Dry Goods has some really good, I use flat folds. I do the, if you go to there and click on the wholesale and look at flat fold. Look at the flat fold, because it's the same thing as a bolt. It just doesn't come on the bolt. So it's a good deal. And they have really good prices. So really good prices. Now we need batting. Hold on. I need batting. I put it up top when I was cleaning yesterday. Oh no, there's some right here. I was like, I think I put it all up. I didn't. I need, okay. So we need to cut some 10-inch squares. So we're going to do, this is what takes so long. Yeah, you don't want to use the, did I say Insul Bright? I apologize if I said Insul Bright. Insul Bright is the, for your hot pads. For your hot pads and your what do you call it? Hot pads and oven mitts. I apologize. Do not use Insul Bright in the microwave. Do not use Insul Bright in the microwave, y'all. So now what we're going to do is we're going to cut some, yes, yeah. So I'm going to cut some 10-inch squares, and I'm just going to cut right around this 10-inch square. And you need two for each microwave bowl koozie. You need 2 for each koozie there, y'all. Two for each koozie. So we're going to cut a couple here. And I will show y'all. So there's that one. We're going to grab, we're going to go green and orange. Green and orange. So we're going to go green and orange on that one. So that's going to be that koozie. And then I'm going to save that one for the serger. I'm saving that one for the serger. So then we're going to go this green, because we're going to do 2 of each. We're going to do 2 of each. So we're going to, so we did 2 of the templates. We're going to do 2 of the 10-inch squares, and we'll do 2 of the other one's 10-inch squares too, but we're going to incorporate that serger, y'all. I don't know if you have a serger or not, but if you have a serger, I'm going to show you a quick trick, not trip, crick. Yeah. Yeah, Wrap and Zap. Thank you. So it is from AccuQuilt. So it's an actual die. It's an actual die. So but like I said, if you don't have the template, you don't need it. I promise you, you don't need it because these are really easy to make. These are really easy to make. So let's go ahead and we're going to, let's go ahead and cut. I'm going to go ahead and cut these other two out. That way we'll be ready for the serger too. That way we're going to be ready for the serger. Scrap batting. I have so much batting. There's that one. And y'all, we're going to be using, I'm going to be using a quilt square for this one. I'm going to be using, I know, you're like, what are you doing? Well, we're going to have fun with it. We're going to have fun with it, I promise. Take that one there. You need 4 cotton threads. That's all. That's the serger thread I have in there is cotton. That's all I have in mine is cotton. So, and mine's actually a cover lock, so I actually have 5 different threads in mine. I think it's 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that one is ready. This one is ready. But let's go have fun. I'm going to show you how to do this with a 10-inch square. Let's go make the bowl koozies with a 10-inch square. You don't need a template, y'all. You do not need a template. The template eliminates the need to cut the corners. So you know how we had darts on there and it gave us the little triangle to be able to sew on those? So you ready for this? So what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of front fabric, your piece of batting, you're going to fold this in half. You're going to fold this in half like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to sew right across this corner. You're just going to sew right across the corner. So if we come back over here, I'm going to show you. So you're going to go, and I measure out to the 4. I measure out to the 4 on my thing. That way I do the same one. So then I'm just going to sew right across here. Oh, we were going to swap out that thread. Let's swap out this thread because this thread, y'all, I got from my grandmother, which my grandmother I think had for years and years and years. So let me get a different thread because I am not liking that thread. That one is I have a mess going in my drawer over here. Here we go. You can go there. So we got pink. We got pink. I only get so much. I have so much embroidery thread. I have so much embroidery thread. Okay. So. Yeah, right? Decoration, totally. Okay, so we're going to sew across this corner here. That looks lots better. That one looks lots better. So, and you're just going to go to each corner and fold it in half. Fold each side out, and then, you know how we just did 4 different sides? Same thing here. Same thing here. And once you've done this a few times, you just kind of eyeball it. You just kind of eyeball it there. This third side. Last side. Then I'm going to show y'all what we're going to do. I will show y'all what we're going to do here. So I'm going to get this last corner sewed here. Put that one there. All right. So now we have these corners. Now we have these cornered. So you have all the corners that you've just sewed. This is where the scissors come in. This is where the scissors come in. So you're going to cut this corner, but you don't want to cut right on the seam. You want to come this side of the seam. So you want to make sure that you're cutting and leaving those corners. So pretty much the same thing as the template does, but you just made your own corners. You just made your own corners on there. And you can measure these out if you want. I don't know the exact measurement that it should be. He said, as you make these, the more you make, the more you'll figure out that you just need that corner. You just need the corner. See how it makes that corner? You still have the corners. So we're going to do the same thing on the bottom one, the fun orange. We're doing orange, and this is cotton fabric here. So we're going to do orange pleats. So you're going to sandwich it right sides together. Do you use scrap to... Yes. Yeah, because you know how you have that bird's nest when you start and stop? Sometimes it'll 2 inches up to 1 inch across. Okay, thank you. It just makes it start and stop a lot easier. And I find you save thread because you end up pull a lot of thread up through there. So we're going to do all 4 corners on this one. We'll do all 4 corners on this one. Get these done. And then we'll get these trimmed. One more side. I think we'll have one more side. I lose count. I lose count there. Okay. So now we have all 4 sides sewn. And now that we have all 4 sides sewn, we cut the corners. We're going and cutting. So you have that stitch there. You want to cut just this side of the stitch. That way you're not cutting that stitch off. So yeah, the little scraps. I learned that years ago at a quilt retreat I went to. I seen a lady that was doing that, and I'm like, why are you doing it? And a lady running the class, that one class I was taking, and she goes, oh, it helps on the stitches and it actually saves threads. So ever since then, yeah, I got pieces all over the place that I just keep stitching, Eventually you're like, okay, that one's probably got enough stitches on it. So we're cutting all 4 corners here. All 4 corners. Hey, see, I was sitting there talking and missed. So, okay, so now we have this. So we're going to take one of these and we're going to turn it this way because we're going to sandwich these together. We're going to sandwich these together because we have this one. So you're going to take that dart. Thanks for the word. So you can take that dart. So you have this one and then you have that dart and you're going to sandwich that together. And you're going to just sandwich it all the way across. When it becomes more stitches than, right? Exactly. It becomes a lot more stitches than fabric. So it happens. It's okay though. It just means that you're having lots of fun sewing. It means you're having lots of fun sewing. Okay. So we have these all sandwiched together. Telling you, sometimes. So now what we're going to do is you want to leave an opening. You want to leave an opening there. And I need to trim that. Sometimes your batting, you just got to trim it a little bit. That way it stays the same there. Okay. So you're going to leave that opening there. You don't want to do it on the corner. You want to make sure that was a step you missed. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. So you want to leave that opening there, but don't do the corner. Because if you start on a corner, you're not going to have a corner, and it's really hard to get that corner back when you started and stopped on that corner. So So we have this. So we're going to go ahead and stitch corners. Yes, we have corner. It's okay because the other ones are rounded off. These ones, hold on, let me grab the other koozie. I'll show you. Because on the corners, like I said, you want to make sure that you're doing right here when you start and stop. That way you're able to press those corners out. That way you're able to press those corners out. So let's go ahead and I'll show y'all. We're going to stitch around. We're going to leave an opening. And it doesn't have to be a very big opening, y'all. Doesn't have to be a very big opening. So we're going to go right around here. I'm going to take that off. We're going to start right before that dart. I'm going to start right before that dart is where I start. So kind of line your fabric up. Like I said, on these, you're actually going to start and stop because the other ones are rounded corners. These are not rounded corners, but they still turn out the same thing. They still turn out the same thing. So you're okay. You're okay on there. Then we're going to stitch this. They said it may be a little off, but it's okay. It is okay. And then turn it this way. Just want to make sure that you grab all four pieces of fabric there. That way when you turn it, you're getting it. And make sure you don't sew it together. Make sure you don't sew all the way together because then you got to get that seam ripper out. Seam ripper is, you know, it can be your friend and it can be your like, oh my gosh, I don't want to see you again. The other day, I think we had it out 4 different times and I'm like, okay, I've had enough of a seam ripper today. Enough seam ripping. My poor husband and mom one day, we had quilted a quilt and didn't check the underneath of it when I was quilting it. Needless to say, it was all gumped up on the bottom. It was all gumped up on the bottom and yeah, that didn't work out very well. Okay. I'm sitting here rambling. It's called reverse sewing. Yeah, that would be reverse sewing, seam ripping. Yeah, right? Okay, so we've sewed all this together. So now we're going to go ahead and cut these corners. We'll go ahead and cut the corners. And don't make sure you don't cut your seam. Make sure you don't cut your seam when you cut those corners. I have a trash can behind over here, so we're going to go. That's funny, reverse sewing. I like that. I'm doing some reverse sewing today. That's what I'm doing today. I thought I'd go in reverse. Ah, fun. See, and this is where it comes into play. When I throw these at my husband, he goes, I'm trying to find where you left it open. So, okay. So you have the hole open. This right here, this is the easiest way to do it. Unsewing. We're doing some unsewing. You hate when you have to reverse sew. You and me both. You and me both. Oh my gosh. Thanks for the laughs, y'all, this morning. We needed laughs this morning. So I'm going to take my thumb. I take my thumb, y'all. So you put your thumb in the hole that you left open. And you go all the way over to that opposite corner. You go find that opposite. So you have your thumb here. You're going all the way over to this opposite corner. So you grab your thumb, go all the way to the opposite corner on the inside. Then you take this finger and you press in that corner and you come back out. Laugh is good medicine. Absolutely. So you take that finger and the finger's coming back out here. So then what you do is you grab it and then you just take and keep pulling. Just keep pulling. Just keep pulling. There goes that dory again. Keep pulling. Okay. So then it comes out. I'm really liking the orange and the green, y'all. Really liking the orange and the green. So now we poke out all these corners here. Get all these corners all poked out. That one's good. That's the one that we started on. So then we poke out all of these corners. Oh my gosh, really liking the orange and the green. Really liking the orange and the green. Y'all, check that out. Oh my gosh, right? Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about it. We were doing a Halloween theme without me even realizing we were doing a Halloween theme. How cool? How cool is that? Thanks for the follows, y'all. Thanks for the follows. So let's go ahead and, because you had that little opening. So now what we're going to do is let's go ahead and stitch all the way around the top edge, then secure that seam. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And y'all, It's a reversible microwave bowl koozie. A chain stitch. That way I have them all done. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. You can do these in it as a chain stitch too. So just do all the darts, get all the darts done, and then you just keep going. Just keep going on those. So I'm going to kind of curve around that edge. And so I'm just sewing right on the edge here. Right on the edge. And then after this, just to make sure we have time, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the serger. And we'll do one on the serger, and then we'll come back and do these again. I just want to make sure that I have time to show you how I do the serger. If y'all are new to my live, I'm on Monday through Friday from 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Arizona time. We do something different every day, and y'all actually get to choose what we do. Y'all get to choose what we do. So we usually decide through the week what we're doing, and I post my schedule at I pin it at the front of my profile, so you can actually go down and see what we're doing. Next week we have a table runner we're going to do one day. We have a welding hat we're going to do one day. We have a patch that we're going to do one day, and then we're going to do a fabric phone beanie. Y'all are going to have to let me know what that one is. So Nikki, not too sure on this morning, so just FYI. This one turned out cool. So if you don't like the orange on the inside, that's okay. We can flip it down and we have the green on the inside. We have the green on the inside. So either way, so we've just done it with the template. We've just done it with a 10-inch square. So put it in the microwave. Yes, put it in the microwave. Works out really well. Or y'all, throw your popcorn in here. Yesterday we were talking about throwing popcorn in here. Why not, right? Why not? So, all right. Right? Is it not fun? And they're easy to make. So easy to make. 10-inch square. All you need is 10-inch squares. And I had you at welding hat. Oh, awesome. Yes, we are going to be doing welding hats. I used to make welding hats. My dad was a boilermaker and pipe fitter, and I made welding hats with my mom. So yes. So this right here is cool. Let's go to the serger, y'all. We're going to go ahead and go to the serger. We're going to do this one on the serger. So with the serger, you need two 10-inch squares, and then you need the binding, the batting. So then you need the batting. So, and cotton batting. We use cotton batting on here. So let's go over to that serger. I'm going to eliminate a step. Y'all are going to see this and you're like, oh my gosh, I had that serger sitting in the closet and I haven't used it in years. Get out that serger, y'all, especially if you have a bunch of these to make. So much fun, y'all. So much fun. All right, let's go over here and we're going to go get this serger on. So, but like I said, can you tell the difference between the two of these? Not really. They're the same thing. And one was made with a template. One was used with just a 10-inch square. So like I said, you don't need a template. Does it make it easier? Yeah. Do you have to have it? No. 10-inch square works out just fine too. So just as an idea. I got that template for my die cutter on sale. So I'm like, why not use it? Okay. Let me get, right. The serger is a lot of fun. So we're going to come over here. We're going to see. So I'm going to show you all this area here. So I'm going to flip this camera around. I'm in a fifth wheel, y'all. So you can see there's a bed above me. That's my refrigerator. So my sewing machine is over there. My other sewing machine's over there. So I have my serger back here, which we're fixing to use. And then I have my other two sewing machines here. And then I have my cutting table. And then my drawers down below. And then my bears down here saying hi. We made bears, was it 2 weeks ago? I think we made those 2 weeks ago. I think we made the bears a couple weeks ago. So y'all got to learn how to make bears on there. So how do I get, hold on. I think I'm going to have to turn this machine on to see if I can get that bar to go over to the side. That way I have somewhere to set this camera. I always have leftover squares from a layer cake, right? This is perfect to use from the layer cakes. Perfect thing to use from the layer cakes. Oh, actually here, we're gonna turn that off because I don't have to. 10-inch squares. So the 10-inch squares work for the smaller bowl koozies for like your soup bowls and stuff. Your 12-inch squares is for your, that you can use for your plates, or you need bigger bowls. So a layer cake. Oh my gosh, they have so many different things. So layer cake. I'm going to show you what a layer cake is right quick. So they have layer cake. They have jelly roll. They have all these. Why they got to name these things? Layer cake. So this is a layer cake. So what it is, 42 10-inch squares. You get 42 10-inch squares in a layer cake. So thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. So you find all these. They had, this one is fun. This one is, here, you can see what it's from. I love his fabric. I love his fabric. So I learned jelly roll and fat quarter last week. Yes, layer cake. 10-inch, 42 10-inch squares is a layer cake. 42 10-inch squares is a layer cake. Lots of fun, right? Lots of fun. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. You were awesome. Okay, so let me put this up here. So we're going to let me get the serger going. I got to move that one over here. When you have a small space, you figure out how to make these things go. You figure out how to make these go. So let me get this down here. Okay, there's that. I'm going to get my foot. So this one, I have to use the foot pedal. They don't have a button on this one. They don't have a button on. Thank you for the heart, me. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. Now, okay. Serger, y'all. Serger. So you have your 10-inch. So you have your 10-inch square, and you have your batting. So y'all ready for this? Let's see if this, I want to make sure that you can see. So can y'all see that? The zoom. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is you're going to take, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to sandwich this together like this. And you got to put those darts. You need to put the darts. So what we're going to do is we're going to serge it, y'all. We are going to serge those darts. Trim this off. So check that out, y'all. We just serged the dart. We just serged the dart. So now we're going to do the other 4 corners. We are going to do these other 4 corners here. So sandwiching those together. You always want to go a little bit further when you're using a serger. You want to sew out a little bit because you don't want to have to rethread these things. You don't want to have to rethread these things. And this right here, you see what it's eliminating? It's eliminating that step of having to cut that corner. It's eliminating the step of having to cut the corner. I know it's just, it's an easy step, but, and on this, you don't have to worry about these corners coming out because, y'all, it's getting stitched like crazy. This one is getting stitched like crazy. So it is not coming out. Not coming out of there. Got one more corner here. One more corner. Once we get these 4 corners, I'll show you. We'll go ahead and get the other one done too, but I'll show you. Okay, so let me turn you back here. Turn you back here. Okay, so y'all, we just sewed these with the serger. How easy is that? I'm telling you, it is a quick, easy way to do the koozies if you have a serger and you're using 10-inch squares. 10-inch squares, 12-inch squares. The 10-inch squares make the bowl koozies, the like soup bowl koozies. Your 10-inch squares make a bigger one or a plate koozie. Either way it works. So let's go ahead and do the other one. Let's go ahead and do the other one here. Where is the square? There you are. We're doing green polka dots. We are growing green polka dots, the green polka dots. I like the green polka dots. So cotton wrap and zap. Yes, you have the cotton wrap and zap that you could use. I was saying Insulbright earlier. Thank you for correcting me on the Insulbright. You really don't want to use Insulbright because they'll be sparking in the microwave. So can you tell me how to finish the ends of the serger thread so it doesn't get loose on the serger? So with the serger, you just keep stitching out about that much and just cut it. And then because on the ends of here, you're going to end up stitching over it anyways. You're going to end up stitching over that anyway, so it'll stay. Yeah, I love the serger. Oh my gosh, how fun is those? Cotton thread also makes... Yeah, you want to use cotton thread. You want to make sure you use cotton thread. So, okay. So we are going to, we're going to sandwich these together like this. So you're going right sides together, and then you're just going to serge right across that corner. You're going to serge right across that corner. Oh, how cool is that? That's an awesome gift. What an awesome gift. I used to make scrubs. I used to do scrubs. I'm not very good at it, y'all. As y'all know, I'm not a seamstress. I'll tell you right now, I'm not a seamstress. I am not a seamstress. Cut those. Then we go to the next corner. We got 4 corners to do here. And y'all, this is easy. Like I said, you don't ever use your serger very much, so you might as well have some fun with it. You might as well have some fun with it. I made the mistake of not trimming all these threads off. Oh my gosh, that was a nightmare. Make sure you trim your threads, y'all. Trim the threads. Once we get the 4 corners done, then you want to sew out. And don't pull on that. Just let this machine sew. And that way you have that end out there. Because, like I said, you don't want to have to rethread these things. Granted, this one's an air threader. It is an air threader, and oh my gosh, y'all, an air threader is, oh, that's like a game changer. That is a game changer if you have to rethread your machine. So that one. Then we'll go back to the sewing machine. And I'll show y'all. We'll come over to here to the cutting table so I'll show y'all again how to sandwich. Can I see the other angle? Your arm is in a way. Which I'm in a small space. I don't know how to give you the other, like from over here. Let's see. Hold on. We might be able to do this. Are you sure? I could try it again. Okay. All right. Sorry. My small space limits on how I can do these. My small space kind of limits on how I could do that. So I apologize. Okay. So you have your 2 that you've sewn. We're going to take, and we don't have to cut them because we serged them. And y'all, works out really well. So now we're going to take and we're going to sandwich these. So you have this one that is this way, and you're going to take that dart and you're going to line it up with this dart. So you're going to line that up there like this. And then you're going to sandwich these in. Sandwich that in there. We'll go back to the sewing machine here. Sandwich that one in there. Yeah, I feel bad sometimes because I know that my space is kind of small, and I've tried to figure out ways to show y'all because I'm like, I know y'all aren't seeing how I would like you to be able to see, but what do you do, right? What do you do? So we're gonna trim. Like I said, sometimes you got to trim the batting away. That way you know that you're actually getting the. So you just trim that away. So now what we're gonna do, Thank you for the heart, me. That's very sweet of you. Thank you very much. And thanks for all the new follows. Try wrong sides facing and serger edges to finish. Wrong sides facing. I don't know if I could do a serge. You think you can serge around this? I don't know if I could serge around this. Wrong sides. Oh! Oh my gosh. I know what you're saying. So you're saying this way. Let's try it. Hey, I'm game. I'm game. Hey, one way to find out. Let's try it. Let's try it. Why not? Okay. So you're saying this way, and then we serge all the way around it. Ha. Ha. All right. I'm going to try, you know what, Miss Ashley? I'm going to try and put you on this stand, and we're going to see if we can come. We're going to move the stand a little bit. I'm always game for new things. I'm always game for new things. Let's move you over here. Okay. So let's try it. Let's try that one. Can you guys see that there? Because if I sew it here, I think that'll be okay. Okay. Let's try it, guys. All right. Let's see what we can do. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to, oh my gosh. What if, why not? Why not? We like to have fun, y'all. We like to have fun, new things. We'll serge this one. Then we don't have to turn it. Then we don't have to turn it, y'all. Sandwich these side together. I didn't even think about doing it this way. Oh my gosh, you just opened up a whole can of worms here. Then it's completely done on the serger. How fun is this idea, y'all? I'm excited. I am excited. Excited. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay. All right, guys. No turning. Yeah. So no turning, no cutting. And we just did the whole thing on the serger. You could even round the edges as you go. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. We could. We totally could do that. We could totally do that. Totally. Let's cut. You're saying cut the corner, cut off the corner. So you're saying serge the corners? You think we should serge the corners? Is that what you're saying? Because we could totally serge across the corners. Okay, why not? Why not? Let's serge the corners. Let's serge the corners. Hey, I'm game. We're having fun here, and it's going. Quit going. Stay there. Okay. Let's serge the corners off. We're going to serge these corners off. This is too much fun. Scissors. Ooh, get back here. Scissors. Ooh, this is going to look cool. This is going to look cool. just too much fun. Very true. Let me get my serger out. It's been a while. I'm telling you, y'all are going to have fun with your serger. You know, because you have these sergers and, you know, you don't use them very much. You only use them when you're like, you've got a serge like a hymn or something like that. But hold on, I'll show y'all. We'll look at this as soon as I get all this trimmed off of here. Yeah, because we could totally, I might have to try one of those. I might have to try doing rounding corners as instead of having to do that. But oh my gosh, y'all, how cool is that? That is so cool. Oh my gosh. And we didn't have to turn it. We didn't even have to turn it. And it's reversible like the other ones. Oh my gosh. This is too much fun. So we've literally made, right? Y'all, we've done 4 koozies this morning. How is that possible? So just in a couple hours, we've sat and chatted about your quilts, all these other things we're making. Variegated thread would be fab. Oh my gosh, right? We may have to do some variegated thread. I may have to see if I can find, almost looks, right? It does. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Serging is fun. So we've done that one. We had fun with this one. We had fun with this one. Right? Too much fun. Too much fun. Christmas theme ones. Christmas theme. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Too much fun. You know what? Shall we do the Halloween one on the serger? I have enough to do a few Halloween ones. Shall we do a Halloween one on the serger right quick? I got 10 more minutes, y'all. I got 10 more minutes. Let's do another one. Let's do another one on the serger. That was fun. That was fun. Okay, hold on. Where is my Halloween fabric? Because I know I just cut. Where you at? Where you at? There they are. There they are. All right. So I'm going to turn you this way because I'm going to get Halloween fabric. And the pleats are already done on these, but it doesn't matter. Does not matter. We'll see how it works with a template. We'll see how it works with having a template on there. So it'll work. How cool is that? With the rounded, yeah, we'll try it with the rounded corners. So Microwave Bowl Koozies. Microwave Bowl Koozies. So these are, so you take these and you take your bowl, like you're going to heat up a bowl of chicken noodle soup. So you take and put your chicken noodle soup in the bowl. You put the bowl in here and you put the whole thing in the microwave. You heat up your bowl of soup. And then when you grab it out, you're not grabbing a hot bowl. You're grabbing that koozie. And you don't have a hot bowl there. So, and then you could leave it in there, sit it at the kitchen table or on your lap, and you're sitting there eating your bowl of soup. Or you could use it for ice cream. We were talking the other day about throwing your popcorn in here. So many different uses for that. So many different uses, right? Right? It works out phenomenal. These things work out really, and they're reversible. They're totally reversible. Say you want this side on the inside. You can do that side on the inside or this side on the outside. Either way, they all work great. And y'all, we literally just did a whole one on the serger. So we're fixing to try again. We're gonna do another one on the serger. We're gonna see, and washable. Yes, throw them in the wash. If they get dirty, just throw them in the wash and they work out really well. Just throw them in the wash and they work out really well. So now we're gonna do a Halloween theme one. We could use this to put candy in. You could use this to put your candy in. I mean, anything you want. So use it to put your jewelry in. Throw it on your, the border in the middle. Okay, we'll have to do that. We'll have to add that to one. We'll have to add that to one. We'll do that one day. They said, y'all get to choose what we're doing on lives. Y'all get to choose what we're doing on the lives. So next week's going to be a fun week. We have a few different things we're doing next week. If you're new to me, I'm on Monday through Friday, 4:30 to 6:30 in the morning, Arizona time. It is now about 6:23 here. So, depending on where you live, check your hour difference, tag your thing, put popcorn. No, Debbie. So I'm sorry. I should have been more, explaining. So you actually pop the bag of popcorn and pour the popcorn in there. So Cotton batting, Sherry. I use cotton batting on here. So, all right. Back to the serger, y'all. So we're going to serge all this one too. We're going to see how this works. We're going to see how this one works. Okay, so I'm going to turn y'all back around. Does this view work out okay for y'all? All right. Yes, it's now 6:24, ma'am. Okay, cool. 6:24. Okay, so we're going to take these. You're going to sandwich right sides together. You're going to sandwich these right sides together. And then we're just going to sew across this line right here. We're going to sew across this line right here. Do I have my scissors? Let me grab my scissors. There they are. That way we can cut the threads. So we're going to sew all four corners here. Cut the corners. I didn't even ever think about serging the whole side of the thing. Now we're gonna try rounding that corner. So we're gonna do all four darts. We're gonna do all four darts, right side together, sew across that. And this one was cut with a template, so we're gonna cut these. And then we're going to sandwich these, and you can see how it's making that dart. Works out really well. And it kind of eliminates the need to cut. And now we've figured out it's going to eliminate the need to turn. So this is too much fun. I tell you, the serger may be my go-to for making koozies now. Why not, right? Why not? It's too much fun. Too much fun. Okay, we have one more dart here. One more dart. So we're going to sew this dart. So and then we will do the bottom side. So this one on the here. So we have this one is our other side. So again, and it's white fabric, so you can't really see it. But right sides together. Right sides together, and then you're going to sew down this seam right here. You're going to sew down that seam, and you're going to do all four sides. And you want to sew out a little bit past, because you don't want to have to, because if you pull that thread, a lot of times you end up pulling it out, and you end up having to rethread this machine, which rethreading a serger is not no fun. So you sandwich those right sides together. You're going to stitch across that line. This one you're really not cutting much. With a serger, if you've never used a serger, what it does, it actually cuts and sews at the same time. So it gives you that seam allowance. Kind of, if you look on the inside of your shirt, your pants, you'll see you have that stitch. You'll see you have that seam there. It was done with a serger. So. And the serger has a double needle in here. And then this is actually a cover lock machine. So I've actually got 5 spools of thread in there. So then we have this other one, but you can use it with just the 4 spools. I just don't like unthreading and rethreading. And so I just leave all 5 of them in there. So we have that last seam here. If you hear that's my ice machine going there. Okay, so we're going to turn this here. We're going to turn this here. So now, we had too much fun with this last time. So we're going to do another one. We're going to do another one. So this is the right side out. This one we're going to have, so we're going to sandwich more or less the batting together. So you're going to put that dart together here. So we're going to sandwich these all together, and we're going to try, I'm going to try this. We're going to see what it does. We're going to try and see if we can serge all the way around this in a circle. We're going to see what this does. And we're going to have a Halloween koozie. We are going to have a Halloween koozie. What do people what do people eat for Halloween? You could have like you have soup for Halloween, right? You could do like a a broccoli cheddar soup, or, you know, so many different ideas that you could do for your Halloween. So, okay. So we have this all sandwiched together. Nacho. Oh my gosh. Now I want, you know how much I've been craving nachos? Get the chips and the cheese and the jalapenos. Oh my gosh. Or even just, oh, now I want nachos. Now I want nachos. I love nachos. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to try and chili. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yes. I love chili. Chili's a good idea. Yum, yum, yum. Right? Oh my gosh. You talk about food and you're like, okay, I want food. I want food. Okay. So now we're going to stitch all the way around this, and I'm going to see if I can curve around those corners. We're going to see if we can curve around those corners, and then we're not going to have to trim around them. Then we will not have to trim around them. You have to think here. Sometimes. Okay. So we're going to turn back here. So we are using a serger. Here. So let's see what happens here. Curve around that corner. Come around this side. Sorry if my hand's in your way. I apologize. So now we're going to take and we're going to curve around this corner here. Oh my gosh, guys. It's curving. It is curving. Oh my gosh, we just did a corner. We just did a curved corner. So we're going to come this way. And then we're going to curve around that corner. And same thing with this one. Y'all. You know how I tell you on the sewing machine, you let those feed dogs pull it? You're doing the same thing on this one. You're letting those feed dogs pull it. You don't want to push or pull. Just let the feed dogs pull it around. And with those feed dogs pulling it around, it's giving us those curved corners. Oh my gosh, this is totally working. Totally working here, y'all. So curved corner. So we're going to go out. Da-doom. Y'all, okay, I'm excited. I am excited. Oh my gosh. This is too exciting. Okay, I gotta go get a bowl. Hold on. I gotta go get a bowl. I'm gonna move y'all back over to the cutting table. I'm going to move y'all back to the cutting table here. I got to go get a bowl because we got to see how this looks in a bowl. We got to see how it looks in a bowl. Be right back. Okay, guys. We have a bowl. Let's see how this looks. We're going to put this, oh my gosh. It works phenomenal. Y'all, we just made the whole thing, curved it out, was done on the serger. The whole thing. Y'all, what is that, like a drop mic? We just did a drop mic on the fabric. How cool is that? So let's try these all out. We're going to try these all out. Oh my gosh, right? These all turned out fabulous. How cool is this? These are all so cool. Oh my gosh. Super cool. Oh my gosh, you keep bringing up the hot nachos with sausage. Ooh, I haven't tried it with sausage in it. Yes, we did, Miss Ashley. We did phenomenal today. Y'all, we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 koozies. We did 5 koozies today, y'all. We did 5 koozies. So tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. Y'all remember what Friday is in our lives? What is Friday in our lives, y'all? What are we doing tomorrow? Who knows what we're doing tomorrow? Rope day. Yes, Fridays are always rope day. Can I see the brand? Absolutely. You sure can. Friday is rope day. We are going to have fun with rope on Friday tomorrow. So this is, a B68 airlock is my serger. Thanks for the follow, y'all. I appreciate it. So So yes, tomorrow's rope day. Let me show you a few projects that we've done with the rope, so that way you guys can see the different things that we make. I'll show you all the different things that we make with rope. So let me show you. Hold on, because I have a few different things that we've done in here. There's those. That's what we did last time. I have so many different things in here. So we've had some fun with rope. I need to list all my stuff. I don't have it all listed, but I need to get it all listed. So last week on Friday, we had fun with this one. So those DTF transfers. So the DTF transfers I added into the middle of this, but you can also do embroideries. You can also do embroideries in the middle. So this is one project that we did one weekend, or one Friday. So like I said, Fridays are the days that we do rope. Fridays are the day we do rope. These are some more koozies that I've made. So many different koozies here. I need to get those listed too. So we did a handle. We did handles on the rope one day. So we've done handles. So fabric rope. So I put, this is a macrame rope in the middle. And then you know the rope you use for jelly roll rugs? Guess what? You can make bowls out of those. You can make bowls out of those. So we may be doing something like that tomorrow. We may be doing something like this. This one was an oval one. I'm thinking these, because they've got a Halloween theme. These got a Halloween theme. Be perfect to put that candy for trick-or-treating in. Perfect to put the candy for trick-or-treating in. Y'all, this one was a lot of fun. This candy bowls, yes. This one was a lot of fun. So this is another rope project we did. This is another rope project that we did. So we stitched out the middle. We added this transfer to the middle, and then we added the loops. Then we added the loops to this. This is all rope. Bye, Miss Amy. Thank you. This is the rope. So like I said, so many different possibilities. So come hang out with us tomorrow. I will be on at 4:30 in the morning, Arizona time. And so 4:30 in the morning, Arizona time. Come hang out. It is now about 6:36 here this morning. So I'll be back on tomorrow morning at 4:30. Come hang out. We have a schedule going for next week. Next week, we are doing table runner, welding hat, a fabric phone beanie, a patch day, and then, of course, Friday's always ropes. Friday, we've made rope day. So we're always having fun on Fridays for rope. So come hang out with us. I appreciate everybody hanging out with us in the morning. I will see y'all tomorrow morning. Everybody have a wonderful Thursday. Everybody have a wonderful Thursday. Love you guys. Bye. And just as a reminder, one more thing, I do repost all my lives on YT and FB. So just as an FYI, the link is in my bio. So, all right. Bye, guys.